to the reflection part of moving yourself into growth. Welcome, PwC Africa. This is the last week of your sort of growth nuggets, your ability to be challenged and to move forward into what you know is your best growth journey. Remembering that it's your choice how you want to go forward in life and what you want to do. So just enjoy the fact that you've participated, whether it's been in one session or many sessions, and just take this opportunity to really reflect on all the sessions that you may or may not have participated in, and knowing that you can go back to any of them at any point in time. So really now is where you can take the opportunity to choose which of these areas are you wanting to focus on. So to be able to help you to do this, part of the reflection is to briefly touch on what each of them are about. And that way you can make a decision for yourself about what would be the one that you would like to work on the most. And maybe there might be one or two, but I suggest really choose wisely for yourself right now, knowing that you can go back at any point in time and access these things. Okay. So this is your short for this. The first session was session 1, which is the I am who questionnaire. It was all focused around really getting to know yourself, your personal values and your work values, remembering that the Greeks call this axiology, which is about really finding who you are and what's most important to you in your life, and just so you understand that your foundation is sitting right here. Okay, so whenever you perceive that you're not getting things done, or that someone's upset with you, or you're upset with yourself, really is to come back to these two questionnaires, the I am who personal values questionnaire and the I am who work values questionnaire. I am constantly coming back to this, especially when I'm going through changes in my life, things going on. And I advise you to do the same so that you don't get caught up beating yourself up, caught up beating up yourself, and having guilts and shames or even resentments, and you rather stay connected to who you are according to what's going on in your life. And then really taking a chance to know that you just want to be loved and appreciated for what's most important to you, and so to do the same for others. All right. So session 2 was really the gift of a day. This is a really massive session, so don't be too worried. This is a work in progress thing. This is something that you need to constantly chip away at, is really making time work for you. And it's a real process to do this, because we are inundated with distractions, low priority distractions, especially through social media applications, things like that. And there's lots of things you can do around slowly sort of making time work for you. But what I believe is the best thing to focus on is really working at getting one day right. Because if you get one day right and you have a great day, then you can start to repeat that same sort of way of working your day, and you can build upon that strategically into longer term stuff. So really the gift of a day and focusing on that is critical. And then secret one is how to start and end your day. So having the perfect day. So deciding on how your day is going to start, and when you end your day, just making sure that your 3 top I am values are sitting in there. Okay. And secret number 2 is about the events model, which is part of the booklet that you can download. And that booklet is about really getting your thoughts from your head into paper, being able to prioritize and order those things and allocate time according to yourself, not having others do it for you. So if you don't choose your time, someone else will choose it for you, and the way that you spend it. And secret 3 is about folding time. And what I mean by that is widening your now so you can be present in your day. And usually what that means is taking those nightmare sort of realities, that really pull you out of your day, and the fantasies where you sort of thinking of the future, or fantasies that you wish were happening, and folding those two together to get into the doing mode, which is folding the now. And when you're in the doing mode, you're present in your life, and this is going to activate a lot of change for you. If you're finding that there's some have to do's, then I recommend a linking process. and linking what is most important to you is really critical for this. And so making sure you're doing that. Session number 3 was about reducing the chaos and ordering your mind. So it's about taking yourself, remember, from that amygdala, the instinct, impulse, emotionally reactive state, and being able to order things, okay, so that you can move into the reflective awareness state, which is in the prefrontal cortex, and that's about the order. Now, just know that you will constantly be ordering chaos. So you'll be having this revolution of chaos, and it's not about the fact that there'll be no chaos. It's about how quickly can I bring that chaos to order that we're looking at. And to be able to do this, one of the processes I love is modeling things, because it's able to order your thinking. It's able to duplicate what you're already good at. It's able to help you delegate certain pieces of the projects or things that you're working on. And so therefore, I love using the model process. So go in and do your model on this one if this is what you're choosing. And it's about moving into that creative infinite space. Instead of looking sideways at competition, you're actually owning the way that you can do things. Session number 4 is about that personal well-being goal, but it was really just about any type of goal that you may have. And there are 3 very important rules towards goal setting. The first one is make sure that whatever the goal is that you're choosing, and I recommend don't go more than 6 months if you haven't been good at achieving longer term goals. Start with something up to 6 months away and make sure it is aligned to what is most important to you, which is back to your foundation of your I Am Who questionnaire. Okay, so ensure if you align it, then already you're on your way to success, because you will want to actually do something within this framework. All right, secret number 2 is reverse first. And it's really about going slow to go fast. And it's about that tension that I spoke about, where you reversing back, with that tension, you're actually pulling the arrow back and you're seeing how much tension. So you're going backwards and you're putting pain points in. Tension first, reverse engineering, so that it can propel and shoot forward quickly and efficiently. Okay, so with the straightest route that you can possibly get, and that is the reverse engineer vision that I spoke about. Secret number 3 is super, because it's about creating a blueprint, not just a vision board that you look at, but a vision mind, because then you're carrying it around with you on a daily basis and you're adding detail to the blueprint inside your mind and activating it into reality. Because the more that you can see it in your mind's eye, the more quickly it's going to manifest in your reality. Session number 5 is dissolving fears and phobias around loss. I related this to the SMTP process, and the SMTP process was about phase 1 being stuck in the loss, phase 2 managing the loss, phase 3 transform the loss or gain in this case, and phase 4 was about presence. Now you can use this for any loss. It can be a loss of a loved one, and it can be a loss of just a job or money or something that was of value to you. You can use this process. And the reason why I say SMTP is it's like the server. The message only gets through if you work the whole process. Otherwise, you might stay stuck in the loss. And stuck in the loss is like those 5 stages of grief when you lose something and you get to the word acceptance. And acceptance means it's still holding me. I'm still chained to that loss. And what we're looking to do is to set those chains of fear and phobias free by actually transforming the loss into presence. I just put a reminder about the imago here, and this is how to use it. An imago is to mirror or reflect, or have someone mirror or reflect you, and that's the manage the loss phase. And then the final thing I've put in here is to transform the loss. And to transform the loss is to say, what are the things that I'm perceiving that I'm missing? That I'm missing about the loss, and I'm stuck, and I'm still stuck, or I'm managing, but I am missing these things, and I break them down into parts, and then I move into the who is now the new form. So for each one of those things that I'm missing, what is the new form of that loss? Okay, and then we move to session 6. If it's not broken, then hurry up and break it. Now, what this is talking about is the gain. It's so nice. We're creatures of habit and pleasure. So we prefer pleasure. We'll move away from pain quite happily. We want to do things about how do we get rid of the pain. But when it comes to pleasure, we want to hold it, we want to nurture it, we want to protect it, we want to cuddle it. But no matter what we do, if we don't break it and choose our challenge, it's going to be chosen for us. So this is what this whole session was really about, breaking it before it happens to us, So the first secret is compensation is all around us. What goes up must come down. What goes down will go up again. It's day, it's night, it's desert, it's forest, it's build, destroy, it's profit, it's loss, it's alkaline, it's acid, it's everywhere around us. Okay, there is in so many areas. It's fantasy, nightmare, pleasure, pain, growth, disperse, like things like this. So what I'm saying is compensation is everywhere. And for when one is created, the other partner comes into play. It's like a magnet. It has a positive and a negative charge. If I chop the magnet in two, I'm still going to have a positive and negative charge. The positive and the negative cannot get away from themselves, but we have been taught in life to work towards positive psychology only. Positive, positive, positive. And if I think positive, I won't have the other side. That is not true. You cannot get away from it. Nature teaches us this. Everything in our life, including our bodies, are going to go through a build, destroy phase. Okay, it's everywhere. So we cannot defy the odds no matter how hard we try, even in our mind's eye. So what's better to do is to stay closer to the border of gain and loss, of positive and negative. And that is where our maximal growth can occur, because we won't have those big pendulum swings from positive to negative, from hugely passionate states to burnout. Okay, so we don't want too much challenge because there's anxiety and overwhelm, and we don't want too much support because we'd be lazy and we have gluttony coming into play. Okay, and that makes us big. What? And that means we're going to get eaten because we're lazy and we're slow then. All right, we can't change as much. So that's what looking to do. Secret number 2 is you can only hold on so long. It doesn't matter how hard we try, how strong, how fit we are. We can only hold on so long. So remember this. You yourself can only hold on so long. So this is very important. Why? Because once you've climbed as much as you can and you've got muscle fatigue, that's why I've got a picture of a rope, climbing a rope. And then you will still only hold on so long before you're going to fall down. So this is everywhere. So it's the law of diminishing returns. It reaches a maximal yield. No matter how much input I put in, my output starts to decline. Okay, it's the same thing. Can only hold on so long. And the last one is choose the challenge before it chooses you. If you choose the challenge before it chooses you, you get to plan for it, you get to prepare for it, and you don't get surprised by actually being challenged, knocked off, and pulled into something or forced into something that is not of your choice. This is where you have free will, let's call it, where you get to make the choice of your challenges, and they're ones that you will then be able to plan and manage. Okay, so choosing it before it chooses you is critical. Session number 7 is mind, body, and breath. And this is all about nutrition and water, exercise, breathing, and perceptions. Now, this is a massive session, so what I recommend for this one is actually refer to the 1-pagers that I've put into this little explanation. Go to the 1-pager, grab the links, decide what it is for you. And remember, secret number 1, the body needs consistency. So it's not about how much, it's about every single day doing something, including weekends. And if you do that for the rest of your life, that is better than these all and nothing periods. Like I go on holidays, I do nothing. And then I go crazy because I'm working towards maybe running my first marathon or something like that. And I have this crazy training period, and then I have a nothing period. I would recommend that consistency is the key. Buy a little bit at a time and building on top of that. Secret number 2 is eat to live, not live to eat. Okay, so choosing one habit in or out is really great for this, and you can check the links out on this. Secret number 3, discover the beauty of your breath again. The breath is so simple. If you just take it will just slow you down. It will soften you. It will soften your shoulders. It'll relax you. It'll stop that anxiety. Just one breath. So imagine you did this for 5 minutes a day. And secret number 4, which actually helps everything else, your body, your mind, your well-being of everything, your wealth, is to find the mean to increase your immunity and communication. And once again, we're back to looking for that opposite. It's everywhere. And what happens is when we see that both sides exist, we neutralize a charge. We have a synchronous and a synchronicity of complementary opposites, which actually causes the growth. It causes the light bulb. It causes the cell to deliver its message. So it's everywhere for us. And if you do this, you will naturally just want to eat things that keep you on mission, that keep you purposeful. You will stay energized and enthusiastic. So if there's something going on and you're labeling things one way, then I already know, like, oh my goodness, this is so stressful, like this is horrible, or I'm staying up too late and I'm labeling, I don't have time, all these kind of labels I put on myself or on others, then my body is going to crave what? Sugar or something else. So when I am purposeful and on mission and balanced, I eat exactly what I need, not more or less. I exercise just enough, for being able to do my purposeful work. So this is the key. This is the huge secret. And session number 8 is own your voice despite the anxiety. And now we're into this last part. And just remember, every event starts out with a 360-degree view. And somewhere in our life, based on our life experiences, the things that have happened to us, especially with performance, with voice, with speaking up, something happened, and it was usually at an early age, and it maybe caused us to perceive a negative, and to get really anxious about it, okay? And we have a negative thing, which means we have a lopsided perception of the event. And then we have an emotional reaction, and our body naturally tells the truth about what we're really feeling, which means we cannot perform or do what we need to. And in that situation, when that happens, we are looking to balance that out. So going back to those moments in your life where you perceived in the past, using it as a place of reflection and reference, you see that it was a negative thing when you owned your voice. Someone shot you down, or you got embarrassed, or you cried, or you couldn't speak, you froze, whatever it was. And then what you want to do is you want to see what was the benefit of that, so that you can balance out your perception of that event. And the moment you do that, you're suddenly going to see that event as a full 360 degree. It had good and it had bad things in it. Okay, it had benefits and drawbacks. There was support and there was challenge happening in that event. Okay, so looking back and reflecting is very important. And when you do that, you're going to be more wanting to be able to stand in and go for it. And this is this stop, connect, and go phase, which I've written a lot about for you in the one pager, and also in your work to do, and in the actual voice session. So go and listen to the longer one for this, okay? But it's really about stopping. How do you get people interested in you? How do you then connect with them? Whether it's a story, whether it's a quality question, because you are showing that you understand them, whether it's something painful, whether it's something that you know that's pleasure, whether it's, just something about the journey and you know how to take them there. And the go is where you either do one of two things. You've earned the right to ask them a question so they can be empowered to make a decision for themselves, or you can tell them what to do. So this is where you earn the right to give an instruction, okay? And you earn that right in that go phase. All right, so I really want you to work on that. Now, the practical steps to activate your voice. Step 1 is to prepare. Preparation meets opportunity, okay? And the more prepared you are, the facts, the statistics, all the people that you know in your specialty, getting ready to own your voice, the more that you have a balanced view around it, the easier it is going to be to step into it. Number 2 is use your model that we talked about in session 3, okay? Use your model to actually order things, to really have a sort of flow to the way that you're speaking, because it keeps it simple and people will follow simplicity. Number 3 is do your body and mind work. I've given you lots of cues about power poses, warming up your voice, getting it ready. Singers do great at speaking because why? Because they're used to getting on stage. They're used to standing a certain way. They're used to doing power poses. They're used to using different ranges of their voice, okay? So they do really well with it naturally. So go and learn some of those tools. Number 4 is to know only the first 1 to 5 minutes. The reason I say 1 to 5 minutes, if it's a 10-minute thing, only know your first minute when you're most nervous. And if it's an hour, only know the first 5 minutes. And you can have some cues, but really you need to be present. Okay, lots of people are using like transcripts and reading like they're a news reporter now. And people can tell that you're reading and you're actually not with them, especially virtually. So if that's the case, I want you to realize that once you're in that inspired state, you will say exactly what you need to do. And the preparation at the beginning will allow it to flow and to be what it needs to be. And you can reflect and improve on it anyway. So number 5 is edification. So we help by helping others to rise, like we rise ourselves even more. So it's stand on the shoulders of giants, but you need to know who the giants are. So it's great to actually talk about the people that have inspired you on your journey and, and to actually quote some of that and edify yourself through statistics or graphs or models and other things from other people that can help you to show that you really understand your craft and what you're doing. And number 6 is expectations and reflection. Remember this. No matter how well you do, no matter how prepared you are, not everybody's going to like you. Okay, not everybody's going to like who you are. And manage those expectations and walk in there purposeful with your chief objective, whether people like you or not. You are on mission. You are owning your voice. You're delivering what it is that's going to take you to your next level growth. And you're doing the best you can at that point in time. So people are going to like it and they're not going to like it, and you just stay focused on your mission. Okay. Now, these were the stop-go words. And remember, we talked about the etymology of words and really understanding words, going back to seminal, like to where the word originated from, and making sure we're using language for growth. And so this is some of our language for growth that we did on each session, so that you can see that every event that is happening to you is helping you to be on the way. It's not in your way. And when you're thinking at this level, more than you're thinking at the reactive level, emotionally reactive, like a time bomb waiting to go off, okay? Instinct and impulse is very exhausting over time, all right? And then you see things as in the way. So we want to use language that's on the way. And then here's some quick tools to really help you, because sometimes we're just stuck in a situation. We haven't had time to balance our perceptions. We're in this situation. What can I do about it right then and there that's going to help snap me into action when it's called for? That's going to help me to focus. So, for example, I have to get up and work this 20-hour day, or not sleep tonight because of a deliverable that went wrong and it just has to happen. A cold shower is going to help me. Cold water is going to help me. Like eating light is going to help me stay awake, and fasting. Okay, those kind of things are really going to help me. Healthy fats are going to help me. If I'm feeling really chaotic and anxious, a little cuddle for myself is going to help me. Someone else giving me one of those beautiful hugs with a breath in and out, heart to heart, which means left to left, which is an unusual way to hug and very vulnerable. And a big breath in and a breath out with someone trusted is going to connect, and it's just going to decrease the anxiety. It's amazing because we're using the breath and the touch to be able to do that. So use some of these little tools and you will find that you will be on the way in life, and you have the light to shine. So choose to shine, and automatically you give others permission to do the same. We all have the light, and your growth is your choice. Thank you very much, and good luck with your growth journey, and stay in touch.